Hello, Michael Grasso from Private Pook Games, here today with an unboxing of Leviathan Wilds. This is the second printing along with the brand new Deepvale Expansion and the Deluxe Component Pack. I'm going to be honest, I was trying to look up if the Deluxe Component Pack was new to this campaign, and to be honest, I couldn't get a really sincere answer, so I'm going to assume it's new and treat it like it is. Please chime in the comments and tell me it's not new. That's fine. Just do so respectfully. Taking my best guess on that one. But anyways, I wanted to unbox this because I received this about a week ago. I was super excited to get it because I was a really huge fan of Shadow of the Colossus. I played it originally on PlayStation 2. Then I played the from the ground up remake that they made for PlayStation 4. Enjoyed it both times. I know it's not a game for everyone, but for those who were there when it was released, most of the folks who played it for the first time then know what a big deal it was narratively and mechanically at the time. It was a very unique idea, and I'm not going to talk too much about the story because the story and how it plays out is very brilliant in my opinion. The author part of me, some of you know that I started on YouTube sharing author stuff and stuff about my book I Am Drums. There's a part of me that really gravitates to that game for what it is able to achieve with very little dialogue. I'm going to let you experience that if you've never had it before, but the one part I can talk about with Shadow of the Colossus is it consists of climbing very huge creatures and trying to do battle with them. And that is what Leviathan Wilds is taking some inspiration from. It's taking that idea, instead of calling them colossi, they're leviathans. You're trying to save the leviathans versus trying to fight them, which I think is very cool idea. And I've been really excited about this game as a result. I've heard lots of good things about it. I've been meaning to unbox this, and I am overdue on unboxing my second printing of Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. I've been meaning to do it, but haven't had time, and also, let's be honest, these are not new games, so this is not like a fresh, nobody has played this before. This is an unboxing that's more designed to focus on the new content and changes to it. So, I'm actually going to do this one backwards from what I would normally do. I would normally start with the core game, go to the Deepvale Expansion, and then go to the Deluxe Component Pack, but Leviathan Wilds, the core game, has been out before, so we're going to say we're going to go ahead and put this one to the back. We are going to put Deepvale as number 2, and we're going to start with the Deluxe Component Pack. It's a little backwards, I know, but I think it'll make sense for this video. So, like I said, Shadow of the Colossus, I feel like I have to bring it up just because it was such a big gaming moment for me. I know when I originally played it, I was a fan of Ico, who the developer made before that. I can't offhand remember his name, but he's very well respected. So this is very exciting. I can already see that this is going to include the dice that you have to place on the Leviathan. That's pretty cool. It's going to include tokens for marking different things. Looks like it also has, it has a metal gambler coin. It has a plastic attack rings, which I really like. The idea is when the Leviathan's going to attack, you have some time to react. So instead of just having the attack go through, you place attack rings to show where it's going to happen, and then you have time to react to it. So that's very cool. The rage track, I love the idea of this being a little more sturdy. So awesome. This tracks both the rounds and how enraged your Leviathan is. I'm going to be honest, I've read a lot of the rule book already online. I don't know what the metal gambler coin does. I do know the dice are to show places where crystals are built up on the Leviathan. You want to destroy those in order to free the Leviathan. Acrylic tokens. I always love acrylic tokens. More acrylic tokens. I don't know what all of those do because I think a lot of them are scenario based. And then this, a turtle. A turtle token. Those of you who know me personally know I love turtles. Anything with turtles is good. It says 1 wooden current player marker. So if you're playing multiplayer, obviously, whoever is the current active player is very important, both for Leviathan target abilities and who's controlling the stinking game. So that's very cool. Very simple, nice and easy, good storage, and very good quality components. I don't know how the dice are going to compare to the dice within the game, but I know acrylic tokens are always good. Acrylic standees are also, I know a lot more games are using those. I love miniatures, you know, because painting them is fun and they look really, really cool and that sort of thing. But acrylic standees also take up less room and have their own way of displaying the art. So this is the Deepvale Expansion. I don't really know what this adds to it. I assume 7 new Leviathans. Look at the box, Michael. New climber in class, so a different sort of player you can play. That's good. And we'll find the rest out by going in here and checking it out, eh? Okay, so we got a Deepvale rulebook, super thin, so it doesn't look like this is going to be too tricky to grasp. Yeah, just a little bit about Leviathans, about the new climber, how to use the expansion. Yeah, so this is not anything, and a quick reference, that's nice. So it doesn't look like this is too difficult to implement, and I have not played the game yet, but I'm going to be honest, I read through the rule book. It does not seem like an overly complicated game. I do like complicated games, but I also like having some that are less complicated, that are easy to table. I'm looking forward to this. Book of Leviathans, an expedition into Deepvale. That makes it sound super, super cool. So I'm not going to show these because I don't know if this would be considered a spoiler, but it's new maps of different Leviathans. So all the new Leviathans that you want to climb and fight, it has maps of those in here. I'm not going to show this one because I don't want that to be seen as spoilers, but I might show a few from the base game since that's been out a while. A new die, nice and big. A new tracker that does, I don't know yet, I'll find out. And then it looks like we have new cards for the Architect. We have new scenario. I think these are scenario cards. I'm not going to open all of them up. And then new rage cards as well. There's a few other things mixed in there. I don't want to look too close at any of them, but it looks like it's a combination of, I believe they're called rage cards for the Leviathan. That's different ways they can attack, and different ways they'll come at you. Cards so that you can use the new character, the new person. Oh, what do they call it? If I'd played this game already, I would know. New climbers. Yes, that's right. New climbers and a new class. I believe the class is Architect. And then other cards just for the scenario. I can see this one here says Conclusion on it, so I don't want to open all these because I don't want to do any possible story effects. So that sounds good. I like checking under trays because, you know, every once in a while you spoil something by doing that. I am not going to unwrap all the cards from that right now just because I want to get to the main game, and I think I already have a good idea of what's in there. Oh, let's put that up there. And finally, Leviathan Wilds, the meat and potatoes. I guess since I did the deluxe components first, now I'm going to look at the non-deluxe components, and those are going to maybe seem less special, but whatever. You know, I think board games underutilize purple. Sorry to go on a tangent, but purple's an awesome color. Prince liked purple, right? You know, I think sometimes purple's not in there, maybe because it's seen as sort of like tripped out or whatever, I don't know. I put a lot of purple in Julie Willis when I make that. Not to say that everybody liked the color scheme for that, but the people who did appreciated its uniqueness. So, alright, we got the rule book. I remember I was reading this. I think I might have still had like a couple pages left, but I was looking at it on my phone the other night. Really impressed with, you know, the rules are very clear from what I've seen. I haven't played to see if I'm going to need to like reference it constantly, but it's pretty clear how things work. Here are the cardboard tokens. You can kind of see the acrylic ones are here. These are the cardboard versions. I'm going to be honest, the cardboard versions are pretty good. I wouldn't really be dissatisfied with using these cardboard ones. Thankfully, the deluxe components were pretty cheap. I am going to say that the steps of a turn, this one here, excuse me, the rage track, not having the recessed parts for the track, I think is something that makes me really glad I got this one. This one has recessed areas for it, so when you put something in here, it's not going to move. That is something that for me is a big deal, especially if I'm either playing this alone and get excited, or I'm playing it with a group and the group gets excited. It's nice not to be knocking things around. I don't know what all the rest of these are. I'm assuming this is the coin. So obviously this is, you know, a little fancier. And the rest of it, I'll have to figure out as I learn more about it. All right, Book of Leviathans. This is an expedition into the wilds. I believe this has maps of the Leviathans you can climb. So here's an example. I think these are pretty much publicly available. I don't think that this is very much a spoiler, but you can see there's points on this you have to climb. There are places where you're going to have to, I think it's, yeah, like right here and here, where you're going to have to mark certain places of the Leviathan that'll have to do with how you defeat / save it. There are reasons why saving the Leviathans in this game thematically I think is a good idea, but to tell you why, I would have to, you know, I'd have to possibly spoil some things about Shadow of the Colossus, and I don't want to do that. We have wooden tokens that are different colors: purple, red, green. So these are all, I kind of want to show the way this works. Oop, I need to put that back so that everything's matched up. So just so you see, this looks pretty well organized. Obviously, I might sleeve these cards, so we'll find out very soon if sleeving is going to make this a problem. I don't think it would. It looks like it has a little extra space, so I believe this is a sleevable box, but I don't want to say that for sure until later. I will say that everything has a place, so I feel pretty confident about being able to put this back in the box later with just these components. Now, obviously, with the deluxe components, that is probably not going to be the case, but at least I have a good tray for putting all that stuff in. I'm just going to have to shelve these together, make it nice and easy. So let's keep going. Let's say, ooh, I love these. These are for your climbers. I love that this has the recessed areas here, so it sounds like the Rage track. When they did the deluxe one, they said, hey, let's make it like these rather than like the one we started with, because these are super nice. I will say the target, what are they called again? The attack rings on the regular one, I'm going to be honest, these are both pretty cool. This one's a little bit, the deluxe one's a little transparent, but probably not as necessary as I might have initially thought. We got our cards that consist of, these ones I'm actually going to open up. I'm not going to show all of them, but I do want to start paging through. I believe, ugh, get out of here, plastic. These are, oh, so these are not Rage. These are for your climbers. And I believe these symbols on the front, oh, that says that it's a climber, and then I think some of them go with specific climbers, so I think like when you build your climber, you have specific ones that go with different ones, but they all have, you know, I think it's an AP or an AT, I can't remember, that's like an action point that it comes with. So I don't know if you can see that on there. It has, oh, wrong direction. It has the 3 here that's worth 3 action points, and it has also, you can play it to just climb 1. So sounds like there's a lot of options. I like when games cleverly they'll use components for more than one thing, and both things make sense. It doesn't feel like cheaping out. When you have a card that can be used one way, and you use this section of the card, and then another way to use this section of the card, or that way, I just find that to be very clever game design when done correctly. Ooh, setup and special rules. I'm going to keep this one aside because this is the reference card. Some of the rest of these, ooh, some of these are overlay cards. I'm going to stop looking now through these because I just found one that's an overlay for Leviathan. I don't want to spoil that. Leviathan Wilds. Ooh, this is cool. Mutation Pack. I don't know if this came with the original game. This might be a new addition to the second printing, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to open this one next because going in my theme of going backwards, it just makes sense. So it comes with some cards. Comes with a Mutation Pack punch board. Not sure what it's for, but looks cool. And some written instructions for what it is. The Mutation Pack expansion contains 17 gameplay variants to be combined with Leviathan scenarios in the core game. Okay, so this is tokens and cards that basically expand and give more variety to the core game. I'm cool with that. I am going to wait to go through these. It sounds like it's just different rules, different tokens for things, so nothing that's super surprising or revealing and possibly spoilerish. So I'm going to skip on that. And my guess is this Mutation Pack is going to be best left in the box until I've tried out the core game and want to try different variations of it. So that's the assumption I'm going to make for right now. Oh, okay, I'm going to not have you guys watch me try and figure out how to get that Mutation Pack in. We'll just put that away. I'm going to be honest, the dice seem the same. So I don't know if this Deluxe pack, we really need it for the dice. The coin is cool. The acrylic tokens are cool. Ugh, can you just get open? But comparing these together, I don't know. These have a little bit of different coloring. They are definitely fancier. I'm not going to lie. They're fancier. Are they fancier to a level that I find it necessary? No, not really. But still, it wasn't horribly expensive. Climber tokens, different colors of climber tokens. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. So I'm assuming that means there are a total of 8 climbers. Could be wrong about that, but different colors. Marks where their front and their back is. There is slightly different art on each one. So that's nice to know. Ooh, what are these? It is a card with +1. I'm assuming those are tokens for showing bonuses. Ooh, more wooden tokens. So you can kind of see, I don't want to take them all out right now, but you can see a lot of different wooden tokens that I believe are for either specific characters or specific Leviathans. So I'm going to leave those in the bag just for right now. I feel like that will take quite a while. These ones are reversible, so there's clearly something there interesting they're trying to do. And then the last piece of this, before I finish this up, will be... Oh, I already have you. Let's open up a couple more packs of cards and we're done. Alright, we're in. Sounds like these are... Ooh, I'm interesting with these. These look like condition cards, something of this. Oh, injury cards. Injury cards. More cards for your climbers when you're setting them up. I don't think there's a power-up system in this game. Each one is designed to be played, you know, with your character at its starting strength. That's cool with me. I love campaign games, and this one I'm certainly probably going to play in order, but it's not necessarily like you need to have any power-ups. Awesome. So very cool. And then there's one more pack of cards. I don't think we're going to find anything different in here, but let's open it anyways. Alright, I know this new shot in my music room does not have as many of my games on display, but to be honest, it's just a little easier to work with. I hope you guys don't mind that. Forsaken. Oh, these are rage cards. So, I like how this works. I was reading in the instructions that you have these rage cards for each of your Leviathans. Each round, you flip one of them over. I can't remember if this is the easy or normal and this one is hard, but based on which way you open these, you're going to have one thing they do or another thing they do, and that is the way the Leviathan gets angrier and angrier, which I love that mechanic. I'll see how it is in practice, but you know, I know I'm a big fan of Aeon Trespass Odyssey, and the escalation mechanic in that for how the longer you fight this creature, the more worn out your characters get, but the more vicious the monster gets is just something I've really loved. Awesome. So a lot of different rage and attack cards. And that's about it. So I'm going to be honest, I'm really excited to try out this game. Hopefully I'll get a chance to, probably not today, but by tomorrow, if I do get some thoughts together, I will post those. Other than that, please hit subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up or like, whatever it is on the, I don't know what they call it now. They keep changing their mind. And then obviously, hope you, if you're waiting for your game, I hope you were able to live vicariously through me. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.